Hey there, happy day 965, I believe, of what you up to now. Let me take a quick peek because I don't always remember. Magnifying glass. 965 of what you up to now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and today I want to talk a little bit about how do we see possibility? How do we see that there are so many options and so many possibilities for us in a world that shows us black or white. You know, think of the current political climate. It's either you're a Democrat or you're a Republican. You're either for freedom or you're for socialism. And it's not, right? Our politics, our lives, our everything we get to choose from is never, ever black or white. And I have, of course, all these multicolored rainbow ducks here with me, and I use them. I love this one with the little black mask and the snowflake on it. It's probably my favorite, one of my favorites. And then, of course, I've got a white baseball duck. Now, what does that have to do with anything? I'm showing you ducks. If you're just listening to the podcast, you're not seeing the ducks, and you're not seeing my background where I have this really cluttered, crazy background, and I have probably, 20 different little multicolored ducks around me. And they remind me, number one, to have my ducks in a row, and number two, to realize I can change the order of my ducks. I can always change the order of things around, but also that we live in this rainbow-colored world where there are so many different possibilities and opportunities and options of interacting and creating our lives. Why would we ever think that anything has to be one way, or that's the only way, or that it has to be my way or the highway? So much of the conversations that are going on social media or in the world and in our lives right now are, you either agree with me or you shut up. You don't get to have your own opinion. And if you don't agree with me, then I am not going to have any contact with you ever again. Which, it kind of reminds me of kindergarten, right? Either you let me play with that toy or I'm not going to be your friend anymore. Really? Okay. Whatever. See you later. There's how many other billion people on the planet that I can be friends with. That's fine. So infinite possibility was the topic, of course, of Set Up for Success, which is just what I'm doing in September to get ready for the October 30-day Get Up and Go Challenge. This will be the fourth time I've done the 30-day Get Up and Go Challenge, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've only spent a little bit of time, I will admit, going back and listening to the previous challenges. I want to pull pieces out of those and create the best one yet, and I'll continue to do that as long as I do the Get Up and Go Challenge. To make sure that I'm creating something that is of value to people. I mean, there's no point doing it. I like to do it for myself, but there's no point doing it and sharing it if people aren't going to get value out of it. So I need to spend some time this weekend, since it is the weekend again, going through and going back and listening to some of those lessons and pull out the ones I want to keep for the October challenge, and then just kind of let go of some of the ones that are like, yeah, that's interesting, but it really isn't pertinent now, because things are always changing. So we want to make sure that we're always growing and evolving and changing right along with things. So how do we see possibilities? How do we see that there are more ways to do something than just one way or our way? Well, I use magnifying glasses, literally, because I'm visually challenged. I'm actually legally blind, haven't driven for a couple of years. And so I love to talk about how do we see things, because I don't really see physically that well. Yet I think as my vision deteriorates, my ability to see and understand and feel and move forward actually gets better and grows. Ask my kids about my hearing. My hearing is freaking second to none, which can drive them crazy, but now that they're older, it doesn't bother them so much. But how do we see and know and remind ourselves? Because mostly we see things yet we don't see them. They're right in front of our face, yet we don't even see them because we don't want to see them. It's amazing. As human beings, we are these incredible filters, and we filter out not only the things we don't want to see, but the things we don't want to hear, the things we don't want to feel, the things we don't want to acknowledge as happening around us, because we don't want to deal with the impact they have with our feelings and our thoughts inside of us, right? And that's the only thing we can ever really control is how we respond, how we react, how we feel, how we think about things. And there's a lot of things to make us think these days, right? We are so overstimulated with information and ideas and thoughts and promotions and stuff, right? It's just so much stuff. Sometimes my favorite time every day is to turn everything off, including my phone, sometimes I'll listen to books on tape. If I'm doing it right now, I'm doing a 30-day challenge with Avel Beckford about read a book in 30 days. Now, since I can't see, I have to listen to books. So times like that, I'll listen to a book while I'm doing my walk every day. That gets my hour in. But otherwise, I don't like to listen to things when I'm walking. Number one, I don't see very well, so I need to use my senses. And number two, it distracts me from the peaceful reason that I walk is to get out of all of the things that are bombarding us. And are there still a million things bombarding us in nature? Absolutely, positively. But those are the kind of things that I want to bombard me for a certain time every day. I want to just unplug from technology, unplug from all the artificial noise and all the artificial messages, and just be in the world, right? Go to the park, walk around. Downtown's pretty noisy, but just go somewhere in nature and just be and enjoy the trees and the grass and the sunshine and the clouds and things like that. Not always be stimulated by outside artificial things, because our phones and technology and social media and even shows and information and books and audio and video, it's all bombarding us all the time. And sometimes we just need to turn off some of that infinite noise and be ourselves and just experience things that we filter and we choose to respond to. But my whole point is, we see what we want to see. We only see what we want to see. We only hear what we want to hear. I didn't realize this until I realized in my marriage, I would tell my husband things, and he would absolutely swear up and down that I never told him things. I'd leave him notes, and he would say he never saw it, that I never left him notes. And really, it was always about things that he didn't want to hear, he didn't want to deal with, he didn't want to see, he didn't want to think about, he didn't want to take responsibility for. So he actually, I believe he actually honestly blocked them out so that he didn't see them. He would go, a different route around the house or something, so he wouldn't actually physically see a note if I left it for him. He wouldn't listen to his messages, text messages or things. And I discovered that we all do that. We all do that based on our reality and what keeps us safe and protected. Our subconscious filters out anything we don't want to see, we don't want to hear, we don't want to feel. It filters it out to the point of it getting so loud that it breaks through our subconscious and it's in our face, and then we have to deal with it. We have to see it. I can think of so many examples of that in my life when something was going on and I should have seen it. I should have known it was going on. It should have been right in my face, yet my subconscious was filtering it out because I did not want to see it. I didn't want to see the stuff that one of my business partners was getting away with. I didn't want to see the stuff my husband was doing and getting away with. I didn't want to see that, because if I acknowledged that, if I actually let myself see it and understand the reality, I was going to have to make some choices that my subconscious didn't think I was prepared to make. And it wasn't until certain situations in our life get so in our face that we have to deal with them, that I actually did deal with those things. And so many other things. I can think of so many examples of that. It's kind of scary, right? Each and every one of us can think of, it's part of what explains why 50 people can witness something, an accident or something, and you'll get 50 different versions of what actually happened. You'll get 50 slightly different versions of what happened. Yeah, there was an accident. We all saw it. This is what I saw. This is what she saw. This is what he saw. This is what these kids saw. Everybody will have a slightly different version of what they saw, because we filter out through our own past experiences, through who we are, through our thoughts, our feelings, our fears, our emotions, our everything. We filter everything, and our subconscious does it automatically for us. And sometimes that's good. Other times it's bad, because it does everything to keep us safe. And safe to our subconscious means the same, or what's worked in the past. Doesn't mean it's in our best interest at all, or if it's even good for us. That's what explains why drug addicts will continue to use drugs, because their subconscious knows that it made them feel better and it didn't kill them, therefore they can do it again. I don't know if I might be oversimplifying that, but that's, kind of what my interpretation of those events. So today our Supersize Your Business idiom was kill the goose that lays the golden egg, which has kind of got to do with infinite possibilities and seeing what we want to see, in that how often do we sabotage ourselves, sabotage our happiness, sabotage our success, make mistakes, do things because we don't know better, which is, kind of ignorance or stupidity. Just mainly we just don't know better. We haven't experienced it yet, because we're neglecting or not paying attention to something, or we're filtering it out because we think that it's not for us or we don't need to pay attention to it, or because we're in a hurry, we're greedy, we're in a hurry, we're impatient, we want it now, now, now. How often do we do things and get mad and frustrated at ourselves because we want to have already achieved something that we just decided that we wanted? You know, these days of instant technology and gratification and, you know, streaming TV and things, we don't have to wait anymore. When I grew up, there wasn't hardly any television, but when there was maybe a show on once a week, and that was a big deal. Well, you had to wait till the time that show was airing to watch it. Now everything is instantaneous, and in some ways that's really awesome, but in other ways it's caused us to be so short-sighted and so living as if we have to have everything now or we're not going to survive. All right, so kill the goose that lays the golden egg was our idiom today. Very fun. I actually had a little goose with some golden eggs. It's a yellow egg, and I didn't want to paint it gold because it's an earring. And I had another earring that was a gold heart, and so I had those be hanging from a little goose of my granddaughter's, who I am missing, by the way. I'm going to call and see if she can have a sleepover, text and see if she can have a sleepover today or soon, because I do totally miss her. And I want her to know how much we love her and miss her. So that's what I'm working on. I'm working on the book very slowly, but we'll continue to plug away at that. Was thinking about it today and changing some directions and what I want to do and how I want to go with that. I think making it more useful, putting more actual real tools that you can use in it, because I know those are some of my favorite things. I can see a problem and identify it, but I want tools and strategies and techniques that can help me solve that problem faster and any other problem faster. I don't want to just write a book that's a how-to, because everybody's how-to is going to be different. That's that infinite possibilities thing. So I want to give people tools that they can use and tweak to make their own that I have found to be the most valuable for me. So I want to incorporate some more of those. That's it. That's what I'm working on. I'm trying to think what else I'm forgetting. Supersize, Set Up for Success, Get Up and Go Challenge, book, and a couple other mastermind groups and projects that I'm working on, but I don't even have time to talk about those. I just have time to get them done and not really talk about them. All right, have an awesome, amazing day. If I can help you in any way, hit me up in the comments below and ask. Again, might not know the answer, but I can point you in the direction of someone or something that does. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow with another report on what I'm doing as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world. Have an absolutely fun, amazing day. Oh, that's it. Fun challenge today was about being a hero. So how can or have you been a hero in a fun way today? Forgot about that. 365-day challenge, and I forget about it. All right, have fun, be you, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.